Okay.
Oh, we have the curtain?
Just wait for it. Ta-da! It looks exactly the same.
I'm about to say, like, I
It
didn't think it would
looks
look different.
exactly the same, but it's not.
It's not.
I cried many a nights over this layout. Hello, everyone.
Now you don't have to have it up on your phone to read chat.
I know, right? Thank fuck. Well, to be fair, I never had to with the pod.
Well.
Because it was already here. I keep the OBS window open. But hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hi, Mikey. Hi, Shani. I hope everything sounds fine. I don't know, because that's something I can't even do with another screen. But
It sounds fine, on at least from what I can see.
okay, Mikey, to be fair, I did want to stream this past Wednesday, but once again, I had a fuckery with my new PC-ery. So, and I only learned how to fix it like at 10 p.m. of that night, to which I was already going to the gym with my sister at 11. And so I was like, yeah, it's not happening. But good news is I figured out how to do it, and I should be able to stream Dishonored 2 officially this upcoming Wednesday. Oh, Sarah sounds clear. I wonder why. I don't know why.
I don't know why either. I have just, yeah, I'm using my same headset. It's just plugged into a different source. It's just plugged into the freaking new laptop. Well, it's not even a new laptop.
Yeah. Maybe you're just used to hearing her like on her phone. You know, when she gets lazy and she's just laying down on the floor and she doesn't want to get up.
But I don't do that for the pod.
I don't know. Maybe it sounds different through mine. Maybe it sounds different through yours. I have no clue. Or maybe Shani cleaned her ears recently. That could be it. You never know. But this is the first time that both me and Sarah technically are now on our new PCs, both of which are technically mine / one used to be mine.
And one isn't new.
True. It's new to you.
New to me.
But regardless, I now have two screens and a PC, like an actual like desktop versus a laptop. And Sarah now has a laptop that actually is made to run stuff. Comparative to run nothing, basically.
It's true. I will say it was funny because was doing some D&D stuff last night, and it was like our setup session where we were, because we're using I will be streaming again, Mikey.
I was about to say, now she has the power to, so
I have the power to. I'm gonna
be scared.
And so we're using this system, this website called Foundry, as kind of like our quote-unquote tabletop for it. And on my old laptop, it was so laggy, I couldn't barely do anything in the browser.
Yeah.
And then and so we were getting to the point where we were actually going to start doing stuff in the browser, and I was like, but we were like setting up our characters, so I was like, help set up everyone else's characters. I'm going to start setting up the new laptop, and I'll get it back on. And then I did, and it was like, oh, I can actually move.
You know, it's always funny when we would hear Sarah have issues, like how she couldn't watch streams on Discord, or her Discord would like crash.
I can stream to people now on Discord.
That's still so funny to me. Or the fact that that Minecraft launcher took like 20-ish minutes to load.
I can't wait to see how quickly this goes.
It's still not gonna be that quick comparative, but it's gonna be quicker.
I told you my process for like if I wanted to play Minecraft, where I could play Overcooked 2 with you guys, where if I knew I wanted to play Minecraft, I would usually set it up so like say I had my day off and I was like, I want to get on Minecraft. So, but I need to go eat something first. I would start it up on my computer and have it load and then go eat something. So it would be ready when I came back.
I mean, it was a system.
It was. I made it work for me.
Or you said later on that even like launching Discord, there was like a kickback to that.
Oh, there was a kickback to everything. I remember this was like a few months ago now. This is like near the beginning of the year type thing, where I was playing this browser game when I was at work, at my old job. It's kind of like, it was like an idle game type of thing, so it was like something where I would check in every hour or so.
Not the idle game.
And it was a farming game too, because of course it was. And the thing is, I was like really obsessed and I wanted to play it when I was not at work. And I tried to load it up on my old laptop, which is the browser. It didn't seem like that intense of a game, and it would not run on my old laptop. And I'm like, okay.
Also, for context, for everyone who doesn't know what her old laptop looked like, it was like the size of like an iPad mini. it was so small, because I remember thinking, because I had asked her before, like, you have a numpad on your laptop, in her old laptop? And she was like, yes. And I was like, how? Because of how small that thing is. Which, funny enough, now that you have the bigger one, that thing doesn't have a numpad.
It does not have a numpad.
I mean, it has like those fast shortcut buttons,
which I
don't know how to use.
Figure out. I need. I think I know what program to go into to set them. Maybe.
Did it install the Alienware software with it when it?
I had to like force it to.
Well, I mean, at least.
And I still can't. And I can't even attempt to change what the keyboard lights are.
I told you.
No, I know, but it doesn't even give me. It's not even a case of, okay, you can set it, but it won't change. It literally won't let me.
Well, I can try and help you later.
So I feel like I'm doing something wrong, but to be fair, they are set to a dark blue into a light green.
I didn't set them to that, funnily.
I know. It's like it's my colors, so it's perfect.
So that means that you never have to change them because you physically can't.
If I have to get used to the like slightly askew keys.
What do you mean slightly skew? They're not skewed. What are you talking about?
They're kind of smushed compared to what I'm used to.
What do you mean smushed? What do you mean?
They have a weird layout. I love the keys. They're just all so different.
Everything's different. Like, I have that new keyboard that Yoshi loves. And
I actually, when I was talking to like Mike and everything, I was typing stuff out. And I liked it when I was actually typing. It had
and that's what a keyboard's for.
Yeah.
What do you mean, who's a robot? Escaped the Stone Age. Who's a robot? Shinny, what are you talking about? How dare you? Slander?
Did I sound like a robot suddenly?
Not to me. Who knows?
No, not Cookie Clicker. It was like Taonga.
Excuse me?
Toanga. I can't remember how to say it. I was breaking up real bad.
Not to me. Question mark. Is she still breaking up? There, scream. No. Yeah?
I'm fine on my end. You sound fine on my end.
I never had a breakup. Well, that's not
Sounds
true.
like maybe it was well, maybe it was just a stream. Maybe you need to look at it later on.
I don't know. We'll watch it in the VOD. Anyways. Okay, so first things first. Weekly obsessions, because technically speaking, we've been gone for like 2 weeks. So just general weekly obsessions.
So this is
Oh no.
You'll see it more once I can stream, like once I start setting up stream stuff, because I'm tempted to stream it.
That could be anything.
But I haven't actually played it because I've been specifically waiting before I installed it. But I've been watching a lot of Wizard 101 stuff.
Is that what you said last time too?
No, I said that's what it
when it was
would
gonna come out on the Switch, that you were gonna play it a lot.
Oh yeah. But I can't stream it on the Switch.
Hi Faye. I mean, it's not that intensive of a. It's a browser game, right? Or is
No.
is it standalone, similar to like how VFK was a standalone?
It's always been a download and launch game. It's never been a browser game.
I mean, but it never seemed like a very intensive game, at least.
It's not. It's not an intensive game. I probably could run it on my. I think I did at one point run it on my old laptop. It's
You
just more
couldn't stream it. That's for sure.
Yeah. And the way it's set up, I can have like a personal account where I just play like I usually did, and then I could have a stream character, because you could have like 6 characters on one file.
6? I mean, that's not surprising, actually, knowing MMO games.
And then also, it's pretty good. That's very good, because that means anything that you buy on that account can be transferred to the other characters.
That's cool.
Which is good when, like, 99% of the game is locked behind various paywalls.
Yeah, but even so, doesn't that mean that at least one of your characters has to, like, be purchased into?
Yeah, so I, like, how it is right now, like, a third of the first world is free, but once you get to a certain point, you have to buy the rest of the world.
You have to buy the world.
And then you have to buy the next world.
That's capitalism right there.
Oh yeah, no, it's ridiculous. Or you can get like the $10 a month membership and unlock everything.
They do love their memberships.
But because I bought it because I didn't buy it. Who am I kidding? Because it was bought for me years and years and years ago on my main character, Sarah Starsong.
Yeah, that's about right.
My fire wizard. It's unlocked for any subsequent character I make.
I hate him.
So I don't have to worry about paying it again or getting stopped at that specific thing. And even they have a system that you can transfer items that you've bought with their premium in-game currency to other accounts.
Is it like
not
an
accounts,
unlimited transfer system, or like you can transfer it back if you wanted? I mean, at least there's that, if nothing else.
I mean, there's some things that like they kind of bar you from doing, so you can't like farm, like you can't have your level 150 character farm the super rare like ingredient and then immediately send it to your level 2 character to just sell or something like that. But if you have like a pet or something that you trained up specifically for this one of your other characters, because you had all of your snacks and everything on this other character.
Isn't there, I swear I remember seeing something about this back when I watched someone who had like mentioned that they had played Wizard 101 and they went back to it briefly. But isn't there like a kind of like a similar to VFK, like there's a trading system for like mounts and or things?
Yes, there's
like
something called the
economy,
bazaar.
Essentially.
Yes, there's both the in-game economy and also the out-of-game economy, where it functions similar to like a Nookazon type thing.
A what?
A Nookazon.
Oh.
But specifically, instead of like, you know how in Nookazon you could either pay in bells or Nook Mile tickets?
Yeah.
There's a specific bell treasure card which are cards you have to specifically buy. You don't just learn and then you have an infinite amount of them. You have to like kind of quote unquote buy them, whether it's with gold or find them or whatever. There's a specific treasure card that is valuable enough and you can also get enough of that it's kind of like that's the currency that you use. Kind of like the bonnets in
Oh
VFK.
my god. At least with
So
the
that's what
bonnets, that was mainly just because of how the entirety of the item system worked. Like, people were kind of forced to do the bonnets.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
I've been watching iceberg videos about Wizard 101 and some of the shit is ridiculous.
So wait, when you start streaming, are you gonna like do an entirely new character?
I was thinking I might show off some of the stuff I have because I've been a Wizard 101 member for so fucking long. Like, I have the Selena Gomez event stuff.
Oh god, there was, wait, hold on, wait, roll the tape back, hold on. There was a Selena Gomez event on
Canonically,
Wizard 101.
canonically in Wizard 101, not only is Nick Jonas in there, but so was Selena Gomez.
Is it because of Wizards of Waverly Place?
No!
That makes it so much worse, though.
It was literally the entire idea was that she was, for some reason, the thing is she was from Earth, which is technically in the Wizard 101 universe because your character is technically kidnapped from Earth.
Sure.
But it's like, it's such a separate, it's like in a different universe in the 101 entire idea. And for some reason, she was like real life Selena Gomez. She was an actor and a singer. She was about to release a new CD, and she got kidnapped by these crabs.
Wizard 101.
She got kidnapped by these crabs, and was gonna be forced to marry because they thought she was a queen, and like a queen wizard.
The crabs?
Yes, and she's like. She tried to tell them, hey, so basically we save her, and she tells the crabs, no, I'm just an actor and a singer, and No, she wasn't. But it's like, I just need to get back home because I need to release my album that's coming out.
That's what she's thinking about, really. She
and the crabs are like, but what do we do now? And she's like, you can be my backup dancer. There's like a music video of her Wizard 101 model dancing with crabs in the back, and she voiced this. It's her voice.
Okay.
So if you did this event, then you got an in-game portrait of her and a statue of her.
Did Nick Jonas have his own separate event?
No, so the reason he's in the game is because when this area was released called Winter Tusk,
oh sure, it fits him perfectly.
He got to design all of the music for the area. And so he's not even in Winter Tusk. He's in a place adjacent to Winter Tusk because Winter Tusk is like a Arc 2 world. It's not a world that you go to right away. But he's in the main like Grizzleheim area. Which is a place full of bears, as it sounds like.
Of course he would surround himself
and
with
he's
bears.
just like I think it's composing new music and new musical spells or something like that. But he has his own model. His voice is also in there. Like, hold on, I'm gonna send you.
Basically a bard.
Basically, yes. Like, hold on.
I still can't get over the Selena Gomez crab rave. The fact that it's a canonic event.
Oh, let me see if I can find a video of it. Selena Gomez crab dancers.
Crab dancers.
Wizard 101.
Oh dear God. Oh yeah, that really is Selena Gomez. Why? Oh my gosh. And she just has to get back to release her album. She really wants to get back to release her album. I love that they even dressed her in like magic clothing too. They're like, she's a part of this world now.
Here it is. God, it's so stupid. There it is.
Oh God.
Yeah, 14 years ago. This was from 14 years ago.
Hold on, let me see if I can do.
And that's
something.
one of the thing is because it happened at the perfect time where I think Andrew has it too.
Selena Gomez.
Yeah, I think he has it on his account, and he was further than me. But the event happened when I was in my peak of playing it, and I remember I was obsessed with it because this was also kind of teasing at a new world that was coming out that was entirely going to be underwater. And because where you have to go save Selena Gomez is entirely underwater, so you have to, the first part of yeah, Portillo, sorry, the first part of that quest was getting a potion that lets you breathe underwater. I don't know if Selena Gomez had it, but she was fine. She was dancing underneath it. So
okay, let me quick. I'm gonna set it up so we can watch it together.
oh god.
Oh my gosh. I just want it to vaguely fit for now. Okay. Oh jeez. Everything's gotta be specific.
But also now that I have a job and some disposable income, I can make bad decisions on my game.
I don't think you should.
And I could buy a house. It's gonna be the only time I can afford a house.
Not a real house. Okay, everybody, are we ready to watch Selena Gomez?
It's loud. I want you to know that this is a loud video.
It down, just in case. Oh, this is absolutely gonna get copyright striked. This is. It's fine. I can't even. It's not even playing fully. Oh god, it's so laggy too.
Well, yeah. It's from 14 years ago. I don't know what you want.
It's like barely even moved. I am here with, and they're typing out Selena Gomez. Okay, well you get the picture. I can't play the entire thing because
the
it's
funny
gonna get
thing
copyright striked.
Is that one thing that King's Isle, the creators of Wizard 101 and Pyro 101,
God.
is that they don't get rid of models after like an event or anything. So like the model is still in the game. And
Whoa.
a few years after the event happened, there was just a Selena Gomez model in the Storm School.
Sure.
And people were like, "Oh, this is teasing a new event. There's Selena Gomez is coming back," type of thing. And they were like, "No, oopsies." And there's a patch notes that says remove the ghost. Yeah, remove the ghost of Selena. Remove the ghost of Selena Gomez's past from the Storm School. It's so funny.
She became a cryptid in the game.
Lizzo is also in, well, kind of, but not like. Lizzo is technically in the game, but as an Easter egg, as like a reference, a pop culture reference, rather than she did not voice the character.
I was about to say, I feel it's already surprising that two people, granted, they were young Disney Channel stars, so I could imagine, like, sure.
Disney tried to buy Wizard 101.
Not surprising.
And King's Isle said no.
Look what happened to Club Penguin.
Exactly.
And people did play that.
Yeah. People play Wizard 101. It still has a cult following now.
But it's more like people played people played Club Penguin and they still shut it down. So like,
yeah.
and obviously people are playing Wizard 101 even to this day. So like it makes sense
They're
why they're like,
Wizard
don't
101.
touch us, please.
Like, they're playing Wizard 101, they're playing Pirate 101, and Pirate 101 is still getting updates. I think Wizard 101 might also still be getting story updates, but it's unsure. Oh yeah, well, I mean, I was there when it first came out. So they function as technically two different kinds of games. Same overall premise, but different mechanics. Wizard 101 is a turn-based card game, pretty much.
Sure. Where
you have a deck of spells, and then you take turns going around the entire environment. And you cast spells. So it's like, okay, I go first. I cast Fire Cat, and then the enemy can cast something on me.
Of you to say that
I
as
was
your first spell.
Well, it's one of I think it's like the first fire spell you get.
Because they know their audience.
But then in Pyro 1-1, it's more of like a board game type thing, where you still have like abilities and everything, but you're picking who you want to attack based on if you're next to them and type of deal.
Okay. Well.
And I was like I said, I was a fire balance wizard in my main Wizard 101 save. And then I was a witch doctor in my main Pyro 101 save.
Of course they'd have a random witch doctor. Well, you have to pick something completely different for when you stream it.
Oh yeah, duh. I was gonna, cause I haven't taken, so at the beginning of Wizard 101, you have the option of either I'm just picking what school you want to be put into, or you can take their little personality quiz thing and see where they put you.
I mean, that's actually kind of cool.
So I was gonna do that for on stream to see what thing I got, and if I got fire again, I'd be like, let's pick something.
You get the exact same thing again.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Like, this bitch is crazy. She's.
But that's one of the reasons I'm like, I am a fire.
Because you're crazy.
There's also like specific real world celebrities that are each thing. Like I think Margaret Thatcher's an ice wizard or something like that.
I mean, makes sense. Of all things.
Yeah.
Also, Mikey, the removed Herobrine thing, you know, first of all, you would know if you watched one of our Halloween things. Because we went over creepypastas and stuff. But Herobrine was just like a urban legend-esque creepypasta type thing revolving around Minecraft and Notch's supposedly dead brother. All that stuff. But anyways, that was Sarah's weekly obsession. Selena Gomez in Wizard 101. Honestly, that might be my weekly obsession now. Solely because the information in and of itself kind of is still very funny to me. But see, I could say a couple of songs, but instead I'll say this couple of weeks, I would say two things. One is how large my new monitors are. And obsessed doesn't mean like I'm excited, it just means I am very aware of it. Like, not necessarily in a bad way, because I do like the fact that they're big enough to where like you can have a lot of stuff open on them at the same time. But at the same time, just like I was mentioning earlier and how I was having issues with getting the PNGs to actually function properly, little did I know that just having Discord as like 1/4 of the screen would change the entirety of what links would come out of Discord and fuck up what would work in the code. But
yeah,
I do like the fact that I can have like essentially like 3 or 4 things open at a time and still decently see all of them, and then have a second screen to like have a main thing going on. And I think I've gotten used to it more now that it's been here for about a week, where it doesn't feel like I'm looking at a magnifying glass. And if I like not lean back, that makes it seem like I have to be like all the way back here. But if I like sit back, it's definitely less apparent, because I've noticed if I lean forward and then I'm like, the screen looks huge. It's like, no shit, Sherlock. It's because you're like 10 inches from it.
I mean, that'll do it. Like, you can't even see the full screen if you're that close.
You can just look around with your eyes, but
I'm in the game.
And then I would say second thing is just getting shit done. That's what I've been obsessed with within
That's
the past
fair.
couple of weeks, because I basically checked a lot of stuff off of like a big to-do list that I've had for months now. And I've been steadily like checking other things off like on a grand scheme of to-do lists, but I think I just made a lot of progress within the past 2 weeks, including just making sure that this entire fucking PC system was set up. because I finally got that working, essentially, thank God. And I'm just happy that I got to get a bunch of stuff done along the way. So yeah, I think that's the main thing. See, look, Sarah even clapped her butt cheeks together.
Nope.
Anyways,
Not what happened.
yeah, we were in the same room. I see you right there. I know what's going on under the desk. I see it.
Shut the fuck up. One thing that is an honorable mention for my weekly obsession, which I think should be mentioned, is my bees.
Oh god. It's always the fucking bees with you.
I fucking love my bees. I was trying to explain to my mom over Thanksgiving.
We're gonna get into that
later.
Later.
Mom and Portillo. I already name dropped him once, but that's okay. I was trying to explain to them about my bees and how I was automating a system to squash them and get their genes. And I was going through this entire process, and they were deeply disturbed because I was like, yeah, just do this and this and this, and then I have genes, and then I feed them to my other bees. It's cannibalism, but that's okay.
It's catfish. Yes, Mikey. I'm not sure what other way you would talk about bees in that way. Then again, Sarah's talking about squashing them. So
we're playing modded Minecraft, and one of the mods in it is called Productive Bees, and it basically lets you get a bunch of resources specifically from different bees. And so I have an entire operation at the moment for my bees, and so one of the things you can do is you can perform bee eugenics, basically. Is what I'm doing.
Crimes.
And so I took 2 bees, strung them outside for a few days in the wind and rain all night and day until they got the specific traits I needed, which allows them to work night and day and also be resistant to rain, so they work in the rain. Because even if they're just in their nest, they'll still affect them. And so I've just been mass breeding these bees together, and squashing them so I can extract their genes. And then I can feed it to my other bees. I have a whole system for it.
It's just as fucked up as it sounds. I'm telling you right now.
It's gonna be so efficient.
Listen, you can't make an omelet without squashing a few bees, okay?
It's true.
The only way that it works. You say that, but at the same time, like, so hold on, wait. If all the bees that are in the greenhouse that you made, they'll still be affected by the rain, even though they're technically inside?
Yes. They won't. If it's raining, they will not come out of their beehives.
But, I mean, does it really matter that much?
Even if they're covered, it won't work. Yeah, it's just how they're coded, I guess.
No, I mean, like, does it really matter if they don't work while it's raining? Like, why are you so obsessed with making them work 24/7?
Need efficiency!
Whatever she said, I'll believe her.
Efficiency!
Okay, well, that's something. Efficient bee.
Efficient bee.
But no.
Do you want more netherite or not?
To be fair, I already have a lot that I'm just not even using.
And you're gonna get more.
But no.
I've done stuff. I don't know the last time you were on the server, but I've done stuff.
I was on today doing stuff too.
Oh, well.
Anyways, no, one of the things I wanted to talk about, because we're technically late to it, but I wanted to do an episode on Thanksgiving last time. So I wanted to talk about Thanksgiving a bit today.
Oh boy.
For a couple of things. One, first of all, apparently Sarah was talking to her family about bee squashing. And second, because I wanted to talk about Thanksgiving food, which automatically makes it a hilarious conversation with Sarah.
Oh boy.
Just because of the general stuff that surrounds Sarah. But also, to be fair, I feel like I'm definitely not as Thanksgiving food forward. Like, I'm not as in Sarah's boat of like typically not liking anything, but there's definitely less stuff that I like than a normal person. Anyways,
Yeah,
so
I'm not of most foods.
Sarah, you tell no, Shani, I do not, because guess what? We didn't have any like that. But first, Sarah gets to tell what she did for Thanksgiving.
I went over to my mother's house on the coast, and it was my mother, my stepdad, my brother, and me. And I was late because I slept through my alarm.
Also, of course.
So, I was apparently very tired, but I got over there, and we had our kind of Thanksgiving lunch dinner type of thing because everyone always eats early on Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
And then we watched some home movies.
Well, hold on. Wait. What did you like eat?
There was like stuff like turkey and I think mashed potatoes and everything, but they also made like chicken and fries for me and Portillo.
The dream.
So, but then we watched some home movies. We saw me right after I was born and everything.
Oh God, they pulled out those home movies.
And Portillo's like 7th birthday party. We saw videos of baby you.
Yeah.
With like you in the background of Portillo's birthday party, answering a fake phone over and over again.
I had calls to make. What can I tell you?
And you just go, "It's a picture," over and over again when your mom wouldn't pay attention to you because she was looking at me.
Yeah.
It was very funny. And also I think a video of one of your birthday party. I think your 2nd birthday party.
Probably. I feel like there was a lot of cross contamination between our families.
Where Portillo was like trying to just be like, okay, this gift is open. We gotta go. Next gift. Okay, come on. And you were just like, ooh, car.
Listen, he wanted
like
structure.
He was like, you got more gifts that you just wanted to play.
Well, I was 2, so
yeah.
That probably explains it.
So there was that stuff. And then we went to go see Red One.
The Santa movie with scary snowmen.
Yes.
That's the only thing I know about that, and that The Rock was in it.
The scary snowmen show up once in the entire movie.
Yeah, but they really made that into the entire trailer, basically. At least the ones I saw.
It was a decent movie. It had its moments where it was like a more family-friendly version of like a Deadpool movie almost. Less gory, but like I think still trying to keep some of that same humor type of thing.
Sure.
But it was fun. It was a good movie overall. It was cute.
Just already gonna fall asleep, guys. Again.
I didn't want. Listen, man. And then we came back. We finished watching the home movies.
Wait, how many were there?
I don't remember. I don't know. It was all on one CD.
It was one of those.
Yeah. It was apparently in Mom's box from Grammy.
Mm.
So. And then Portillo. Oh, then we played Uno Spin.
Sure.
And Portillo won.
Not surprising.
And then when Portillo left, and my stepdad had to go to bed, Mom and I stayed up for another couple hours just talking, and then we went to bed. And if it hadn't been for my allergies, I probably would have slept pretty good. But unfortunately,
when I heard that you were staying over, I was like, But aren't you like allergic to cats?
Stayed over before while being allergic. And every time I think I shouldn't do this again.
And yet you still do it.
Because I want to snuggle the cat so
Oh, dear
badly.
God.
I love them so much.
Did you not like take Benadryl or something?
I did.
Okay, well.
I took my allergy medicine and everything like that. I did.
But you were just inhaling them essentially. So.
I was and one of the cats. So my mom has 2 cats. She has Misty and Molly. Misty is more my cat because we got her when I was still living with my mom, and I kept her in my room and everything while she was still a little kitten. And then Molly is the younger one that they got earlier this year, I'm pretty sure.
Sure.
And Misty couldn't give 2 shits about you. Misty
Me?
does not care about anyone,
I was about
frankly.
to say, me in particular?
Misty would let me pick her up though and let me just hold her, which I felt very blessed. Because she's big. She's so fucking. She's like bigger than my head type of thing.
That's not saying much. You have a very small
Okay.
head too.
Bitch,
Am I wrong? Like,
don't have that small of a head.
I could think of many things that your head could be crushed between.
Unless they're one specific thing, I'm not interested.
Unless they're a pair of muscular women's thighs, she's not
Yes.
interested.
Yes. But Mom specifically put one of Molly's blankets on the bed. So when I was going to bed, Molly ran in, jumped on the bed, and curled up in the blanket. So Molly was with me the entire night.
Yeah, that'll explain why your allergies are acting up when you're sleeping next to a cat.
Yeah. The thing is, Molly doesn't shed as much. Molly doesn't shed as much as Misty does. Misty, you pet her, and then you have about a second cat in your hand. Because Misty is part Maine Coon, so she has so much fucking fur.
I mean, that also explains why she's probably really big.
Yeah. But she can't clean herself properly. So whenever she goes to the bathroom, they have to pick her up and wash her booty.
Well,
Because she can't reach. And so that led to a very amusing picture where my stepdad goes to pick her up and is just holding her like butt forward like a sack of potatoes, and it was very funny. Because Misty was like, yep, this is my life.
dear God.
Same shit, different day.
Literally.
Yeah.
Well, did you at least get to wipe her bum hole?
I did not know.
You're missing out on the experience.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
And also, yeah, Mikey, typically, I mean, it depends on the family gathering. Because some families, like, Thanksgiving is like the epitome of the day when even like the distance of distant relatives get together.
Yeah.
I can't imagine, even back when we did bigger ones, I can't imagine having even more people there. Because I feel like we already had a lot of people.
I was never I'm still not that big of a fan of Thanksgiving.
What do you mean? That's just because you don't like the food. If you liked the food, I feel like that would actually make you look forward to it in a different way.
Maybe, but also it's just a lot of people. Then to have to do it a month later, again, like my God.
Well, okay, different question. Does this? Well, I'm not gonna say does this stem, but more like, did you also ever have to do like 2 Thanksgivings?
Yes.
Then that's again another reason why you probably.
Well, yeah, duh. But I mean, like next week when I get back from the cruise, because I'm going on a cruise next weekend, so I will be here next weekend. Ho, ho, ho.
Yep, she's gonna die.
I want to be on boat. On a boat themed like New York, apparently.
I don't know what that means.
There's a mini Statue of Liberty apparently at the casino, and a Times Square as like a little shopping area. I'll take
You
pictures.
should totally try the slots once.
I can't really stand being in a casino because of mostly the smoke.
Is that a smoking one?
I don't know.
Hmm.
Most of them are,
Not
but I
all
don't
of them,
know.
though. Then again, it's not like we've ever been to Las Vegas, so.
Yeah. But when I get back from the cruise, we're stopping at my great aunt's place. And so it'll be my dad, me, Portillo, my stepmom, and then my great aunt, and then we're kind of having our general celebration of Thanksgiving, birthdays, and Christmas all at once.
It's better than having separate ones, I guess.
Yeah,
Or
it
at least
makes things
trying to have
easier.
separate ones.
I think it's mostly for birthdays though, because I
Well,
think
that's because your birthdays are very inconvenient for
yeah,
you and everyone else.
well, because it's my birthday, and then it's Portillo's and my great aunt's birthday on the same day.
I mean, it could be worse, and you could have the birthday like on Thanksgiving, not Thanksgiving, on Christmas or Christmas Eve. So at least there's a bit of a gap.
Yeah.
But still, I mean, not
I
horrible.
wish my birthday was earlier in the year.
Well, my type of early.
Would prefer that, probably. I don't know if Grammy ever told you the story about how, because her and her sister's birthdays, or because her apparently Aunt Sophie's birthday was also like near December and everything.
So, are you saying it's
So-
related?
No, because Grammy's was in July.
Yeah, those are very
And
different.
she would tell me stories about how they wish they had each other's birthday, so they would switch it. They would switch their birthdays.
That's not how that
So
works.
they would celebrate Aunt Sophie's in July and celebrate Grammy's in December.
That really is not how that works. I mean, if it works.
Do you
why
want to
not?
switch birthdays with me, Quiz?
No, because it would just be
Wow.
us switching birthdays, and we're the only ones that switch it. As in, like, we're the only ones that care. No one else would. So
You don't want like a happy on birthday situation?
it would basically just be you and me, maybe Yoshi, and who would like believe the switch, and then we would like say
Get
it to our
Portillo on
parents,
board.
and they would be like, "That's stupid. No." Like, and what's the point unless everyone acts along, you know?
Well, the novelty.
See, Mikey, again, you cherish the trip that you go to your grandma's. It can't be that bad. Unless you're actually being skinned alive. And even then, do you get to squash some bees along the way?
I'm not. What?
It makes sense.
It doesn't.
Um,
What was your Thanksgiving like?
for this Thanksgiving, originally, we were going to see about going to a Korean place that we really, really like. Because it's delicious, and also they make pretty big portions anyway, so it kind of already feels like a family meal even when you go out just normally. So I called ahead of time, and I was like, hey, are you guys open on Thanksgiving? They said no. That option was off the table. So then, there were some relatively high-rated Chinese food restaurants in the area that we were like, we kind of want to go there too, just to try it. Because technically speaking, this wouldn't be the first time that we would have had Chinese for Thanksgiving. Because we had it like way back when we were up in like, I want to say West Virginia or something, with family from up there. And it was really good. But when we went out and we checked and everything, all the places were closed on Thanksgiving. And these are like good rated places. These are like places that had like over 200 plus reviews, and they're like 4.5 stars. So we wanted to try it. Not available, not an option. So then we were like, well, what else is open? Because at this point, we didn't buy turkey or anything. We weren't preparing for that kind of Thanksgiving. And there were places like, all like the breakfast places, like IHOP, Cracker Barrel, Waffle House, all of those places, they were open. And so they looked at like Cracker Barrel or something, because we were probably just gonna end up taking something home and then eating it there and having our own thing. But they weren't serving any breakfast food, and both me and Yoshi wanted to have breakfast food because we weren't in the mood for like the classic Thanksgiving meal. So ultimately, it came down to everyone came home, including Yoshi. We all came to our house, and my mom ended up making like just a bunch of breakfast food for everyone else, like French toast, biscuits, eggs, bacon, all that stuff. And we moved what would have been a Friday night dinner with Yoshi to Thursday instead, and we watched a British baking show, because, you know, the classic, gotta see who wins. Still can't believe they got rid of my Slovakian Jennifer Coolidge. I was rooting for her. But yeah, it was pretty boring, but at the end of the day, I think me personally, similar, obviously not the same to you, but similar in the sense of there was never any necessary like food that I was super looking forward to. Like if there's anything that I was ever going to look forward to at Thanksgiving, it would be desserts of some kind. Just because I like Thanksgiving desserts. I like pumpkin pie. I like sweet potato casserole, which to me I consider a dessert, considering it's the one with like all the marshmallows on top. I like anything with cinnamon, very much unlike you. And yeah. And see, one of my staple things that I love, which not everyone can agree on because some people are like, that's disgusting. It's like when you tell people like you like canned peaches or something. I like...
Not me personally. He's talking about the general you.
I like specifically the canned cranberry sauce that when it comes out, it's shaped like the can and it jiggles and everything.
I never had it, but I always thought it was very amusing, but also slightly disturbing.
I love it. I think it is the perfect amount of sweet with the cranberry taste, because it still has the cranberry taste of like there's that kind of like bittery flavor, but it's not like super overpowering or anything. And because I know some people like making like the homemade stuff that has like the raisins and everything in it, the cranberry relish or whatever you call it. Not me. I want the can. That can is my dream. And so that would be like one of the only main things that I specifically like, because I've had turkey. It's just specifying I've had turkey before, but
just in general,
more like I've had good turkey before. Like I have had juicy non-dry turkey that actually was like flavored with spices and everything, and it was delicious. Like genuinely went back for multiple times of getting that turkey because it was that good. And that was back when we had a Thanksgiving up probably either in Virginia or Carolina, I don't remember, because there's the west, the north, the south, all that stuff. Could be anywhere. But because one of my biggest gripes with turkey, because I would love it if it was like this one turkey that I had this one time, is that whenever you get it at Thanksgiving, whenever I did at least, it was not warm, it was not hot, it was always typically cold, regardless of if I got it early or not, because typically they would pull out the turkey like ahead of time and then they would call everyone to the meal. And I hate when it's dry, and it was almost always dry and flavorless. So I was basically just eating it for texture, of which it was a cold meat texture, and I don't like cold meats. Not my style. Don't get me started on ham, because that's a separate gripe of what if my main gripe with turkey is that I don't like it to be cold and dry. With ham, anytime I've had it, whether it has been warm or not, it has been rubbery.
Yeah.
And I am not about chewing on a tire, even if it tastes slightly like bacon. Like, that is not it. I'm sure if I had like ham, like a honeyed ham from like a proper place that was like warm and it was like juicy and it was tender, I would love it. Just the same with like if I had the good turkey, I would love it. But I've had too many bad hams, bad turkeys. For me, like for some people that might be their jam, but for me, hated it. So anytime I think of Thanksgiving, I always think of dry ass turkey other than that one time. And I remember there was one year where we tried to recreate like that really good juicy like Cajun style turkey, and it just wasn't the same. And we didn't know how to fix it. And apparently at one point, your mom, Sarah's mom, Terry, at one point, apparently, in the past Thanksgivings that our families have had, your mother accidentally, I don't remember, I think it was accidentally, put the turkey in to the oven upside down. And it made it better.
What?
It made it like juicier. Don't ask me why. I don't know the logistics of it. But I remember that story being told to me, and it was specifically your mother that made that mistake. But
She
might have
would.
not been the mistake. So, I'm thinking next time, because obviously this Thanksgiving was the weirdest one, but next Thanksgiving, I would assume if our families do anything like a proper Thanksgiving of any kind, we should really try to make a good turkey. Because that's the thing. I you know people that have like deli turkey on like sandwiches and stuff?
Yeah.
I can't do that.
Hello. Okay.
That's it. I just can't do that. I don't like cold meats. Like the whole bologna thing. Well, bologna's a separate thing because it almost doesn't feel like meat. But
Portillo.
Wow, why do you keep doxing Portillo like that?
Yeah, I forget. It's been a while. I haven't been referring to him.
Do I need to send you the doc again?
Portillo loves bologna.
Honestly,
and
that
Portillo
makes
did
sense.
actually have some of the turkey that my stepdad made. I can't remember his name, so I'll just call
I
him
don't
a
think we
stepdad.
assigned one to him. I'll let you work on that.
I think his name should be Perry to go with Terry.
Sure, Harry and Terry. I'll add it to the list.
I didn't have any, because meat scare me in general.
Just in general.
In general, mostly. But I also, for the few times I've had turkey, I never really enjoyed it.
Well, that's the thing. Is it similar to like what I've described, where it was like dry?
It was cold. Yeah, it was
Dry,
cold and
cold.
dry.
Exactly.
Yeah, and it just wasn't pleasant.
Because I remember
I was eating it to
please.
kind of. Oh yeah,
Essentially.
basically. Because people were like, "You gotta eat
Well, yeah,
something,"
that's
and
the
I'm
thing.
like,
That
"Fine."
was one of the main things that also was definitely a big thing. Because there's a lot of Thanksgiving food that I'm like very meh about. Like most casseroles and stuff, or whatever stuff that comes out typically. Or like me personally, I do not like green beans or peas. They taste very similar to me, and they're just not a good taste. I've had semi-good broccoli before. Like if you actually put effort into making the broccoli good rather than just like steaming it, it can taste good. But just like green beans and peas taste like green mush to me. And I hate them. However, I can get behind some corn, because not only does the corn have a bit of a sweet flavor, but also it in and of itself has a better texture to me that isn't just mush, because there's a bit of like a crunch.
Never liked the texture of corn. I never liked the sweetness of corn either.
Well, I just like sweet things. That's typically how my mind goes.
If I'm when I'm eating like a meal, I don't often like sweet things. Like I don't like that sweet Hawaiian bread either. I don't like sweet bread.
I like a good sweet roll. That's the other thing. In our family, I think your mom likes either your mom likes them or your mom always brings them. I don't know. But I do know that typically a staple that we would have for like Thanksgiving meals is we would bring those Hawaiian king rolls, if you guys know what I'm talking about, that you can get at like a Publix or something for all my southern folks. Because they are like perfect size. And you know, I never knew until like this year probably that you were supposed, I say supposed to, but like it's on the packaging of the Hawaiian sweet rolls. You're supposed to put them in the oven. You're supposed to like briefly bake them. I never knew that because we never did that.
I thought we did.
No,
when we were at
we
Gravy's.
didn't. We only ever brought them out and then just laid them out. Like we baked other rolls before, but we never baked those ones. It doesn't change that much in my mind because I'll still eat a Hawaiian roll. But comparative to like a corn sweetness, a Hawaiian roll has way more sweet, in my opinion.
Yeah, because especially the Hawaiian rolls are like usually the only type we would have.
We've had more. We've had up to like 3 different kinds of rolls. Shinny, don't listen to Sarah. She has a skewed perspective and she's gone to too many Thanksgiving dinners from different families. I
have gone to a lot of. I mean,
I was about to say, you're gonna get them mixed up with each other at this point.
But it's just like I know I never really enjoyed Hawaiian rolls. I ate it because again, people were like, you gotta eat something, and so I would force myself to, but I never really enjoyed it.
Love a good Hawaiian roll. You can have a bad roll, just in general, because that's the other thing that has happened before, where our family has like done the baking process of some rolls to like warm them up or something, and they've gone a little too far to where like they're like dry and crunchy on the outside, and you know that's good to some extent, but when it gets to a point of like, where's the meat? And I don't mean the Arby's thing, I mean like where's the good part of the roll? Because it's not there anymore. I like a soft center, a delicious lovely butter on my sweet roll. But yeah,
this is a slight tangent. Have you ever been to a Cooper's Hawk?
What's a Cooper's Hawk?
It is a kind of a fancy restaurant that is like mainly like a wine tasting restaurant type of deal.
Yeah, why would I be
there? No, I've been there. I've been there, and I specifically remember when, do we have a name for Grammy's last husband?
Vanderbilt.
Vanderbilt. When Grandpa Vanderbilt.
Grandpa Vanderbilt.
When Grandpa, I remember I was in a Cooper's Hawk when I got the call that Grandpa Vanderbilt died.
Why is that?
So,
why were you there in the first place?
It was like an after church, because I was with Dad and stepmom.
Sure.
And so it was an after church like lunch type thing with some, I think some friends of theirs. They're wine snob friends, I'm pretty sure.
I was about to say, and it's not like you went there to taste the wine or anything.
No, but we went there like only like I think a few years ago, and we brought the great aunt with us. Mm-hmm. And there's nothing really there that I'll eat.
Sure.
But their bread, so fucking good.
Is it because it's that fancy bread?
It's kind of. Hold on. Cooper's Hawk bread.
I know in terms of like specific restaurant breads that I can think of, one always comes to mind as like really good bread. 2 actually, I'm pretty sure. Wait, I don't even remember where the second one's from. I remember it's a thing, but I don't remember it. No, I do remember. Because it was somewhere we went recently. You and me.
What?
Okay, so the first place I think of when I think of good bread, Outback Steakhouse. I like their bread.
Can't remember last time I've been at an Outback Steakhouse.
Well, Yoshi loves it. As in Yoshi loves Outback Steakhouse, so that's the only reason why I have a memory of their bread. So
that's what I was just sending you a picture of what the Cooper's Hawks bread is like. It's so fucking good. Last time we went,
it kind of looks like a pretzel bun or something.
Yeah. Last time we went, I didn't eat any like normal food. I just asked, could I get 2 of those bread? And I just ate 2 of the full little loaves.
Well, I mean, what's the stuff that they normally like have on the menu there?
Like, I think like steak and stuff.
I mean, it's supposed to be a wine restaurant. I would assume
they
typically do things that go with wine.
Yeah.
Do they have like cheese boards? Well, then again, they might have weird cheeses that you probably wouldn't like. It depends. But no, okay, so specifically Outback Steakhouse. Let me see if I can find a picture of it. Because in my mind, the one that I'm thinking of is I think it's like a pump. Is it a pumpernickel? I don't know. I know it's a dark brown color. Because it's like a dark brown color, but it's very, because they bring it to you fresh and everything. And so it's like pretty soft. And you can really like cut into it and the butter just goes on it really nicely. And then the other place that I can think of that we went to recently is Cheddar's.
That's
those
fair.
croissants. Like if you don't want to get your hands messy, you can just use like a fork or something. But Cheddar's specifically, they have, I swear there's another place that also has like some kind of sweet butter, and I want to say it's like Buffalo Wild Wings or something, but I don't remember.
Honestly, I know we went there recently. I cannot remember what the bread tasted like.
But Cheddar's specifically, they
I remember eating some of it though, and I liked it. So
like croissants. That's the thing. The croissants by themselves were like warm and like flaky, so that part you would probably like. But the butter they have is like a sweet butter, which is probably what you didn't like. Because you said you didn't like sweet stuff with your main meals and stuff.
I cannot remember.
Well, it was covered
honestly,
in sweet butters. So.
Honestly, when I think of that little trip to Cheddar's, all I can think about is that lady in the bathroom.
Oh God. Not
the
lady getting completely scammed.
Very much scammed on the phone. Oh, that's all I could think of.
Well, listen. If she was getting scammed, did you at least give your sage advice?
I said, I think you're getting scammed. and then she said, yeah.
Yeah. But you know, you live, you learn. Here, I'll show you.
I just remember sitting in the stall and being like, what the fuck is going on?
At this point, our super secret.
And she's like, I gave you the gift card.
Yeah, see,
what?
Our super secret chat was turning into bread. But
well,
no, in my mind, no matter what, like if someone's asking, first of all, granted, it's probably different because we're younger, but if anyone's asking you to pay them, let alone in gift cards, you gotta verify somewhere.
Yeah.
You gotta check up with this fact somewhere. Especially if it's gift cards. But anyways, I digress. Something I can't specifically talk about. So, last year, I think it was last year, I had made, for Thanksgiving, a pumpkin cheesecake. And I specifically, that implies that it's evil. Depends on who you ask, I guess. Yeah. But it was it was a normal sized pumpkin cheesecake, but any cheesecake you make is going to be really heavy because it's going to be really dense. And at first, technically, it was the second time I had made this cheesecake, because the first time I tried to make it, I royally fucked up. And the first mistake of many was that I did not mix the cream cheese by itself before adding in everything else. And so something that had happened with the cheesecake was that it kind of had like these lumps of cream cheese that weren't worked into it, because that's what happens when you don't like actually mix the cream cheese beforehand. So that in and of itself, that was a failure. It's not that it tasted bad. It tasted bad for a different reason, which we'll get to. But it's that it's a texture thing where it's less of a uniform texture, and no one wants to look at a lumpy cheesecake. But the second big mistake was something that I had seen that I wanted to try and emulate online was, as in I saw it online and I wanted to emulate it in real life, was that those like Pillsbury cookies, seasonal cookies, like the Halloween ones and everything.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
I saw somewhere that someone had baked those into the bottom of one of the cheesecake tins, because the way that you can
Oh,
make a cheesecake,
I remember you telling me about this. Yeah.
the way you can make one typically, like if you want it to easily come out or something, because it doesn't need to be this, but this just makes it easier to actually pop out, is you can get a springform pan, which basically lets the base detach from the outside of it so that you can easily just pop out the entirety of it rather than having to like put in sheets of baking sheets, like baking paper. It's not wax paper, but it's like, I forget what it's called, parchment paper, that's what it is. You wouldn't have to do that in order to lift it out. So I saw that someone had done it on the bottom of this springform pan, and we have a springform pan. And so I was like, I want to try this out because I think that could be a really cool concept. And then like on the bottom, you could see like the tiny little designs if you actually looked at it, like if you turned it on its side. And I was gonna do that for the bottom of this pumpkin cheesecake because I had found the recipe and I was like, I'm gonna try it. So mistake 1 was the lumpy. Mistake 2 was I specifically did not let the cookies fully bake to a point where they weren't slightly gooey. Because in my mind, I thought what would end up happening is the cookies would bake, the base would bake with the rest of the filling. And so I like half baked them to a point.
Yeah.
That was wrong. That was very wrong. Because instead what happened is after I half baked the cookie base and I put in the cheesecake filling that was lumpy, I then baked it, took it out, everything seemed okay. Everything seemed normal. And you know what? On the edges of the cheesecake, when we unmolded it from the springform pan, the cookie base looked relatively fine and like it was there, like set up and everything. Which makes sense considering all of the base, like any baking that you do, it's gonna cook on the outside faster than it's gonna cook on the inside. But when you would cut into it, you would quickly realize that somehow the cookie base disappeared in the middle. And it wasn't just a magical vanishing. It was like a gradual gradient of from the outside to the inside, the base would just vanish. And then it would just be cheesecake.
Pure cheesecake. Yeah.
To which you're like, huh, that's odd. But you didn't really think anything of it until you tasted it. To which you then realize that the middle part of the half-baked cookies merged with the cheesecake at some point in the oven. And it started baking all of it together in some sort of Frankenstein horrific picturesque thing. And in turn, because obviously the cookies have a different ingredient makeup comparative to the cheesecake, it vastly changes the texture of the cheesecake.
Oh god.
And so not only did my cheesecake, which even then it's a stretch to call it that at this point, not only did it have lumps of unmixed cream cheese in it, but it also, near the middle, less so on the outside, but near the middle, and probably at least most of the middle, had a very chalky texture that was not pleasant in the mouth, nor did it taste that good. But you know, I was determined to get rid of that cheesecake, and I ate probably like half of it thinking I need to fix my mistake by eating half of it.
What happened to the other half?
We threw it away because it was bad. That was the first time I ever made it. And then the second time I ever made it was the time last Thanksgiving, of which I did not do that stupid cookie method. I did in fact use a normal graham cracker crust, and I mixed the cream cheese beforehand so that there were no lumps in my cheesecake. And when I brought that as a dessert, because I was like, I need to redeem myself at this point. That's the whole reason why I wanted to make it again, because I was like, I fucked up royally. I brought it. Everybody loved it.
Everyone was obsessed with it.
Like, people wanted to take home pieces. People were like, can I get some more? Can I get a second piece? Everybody loved it. So clearly, I could make a good cheesecake if I didn't fuck up.
Well, you know the bread that your mom made in the bread maker?
Yes.
That messed up and it was like that. Yeah.
It was
Did
still
you
bread.
like the bread?
I didn't hate it. It's definitely not the bread that Yoshi was talking about, though.
It made me feel a little sick.
Why?
I don't know. I know I ate like half of it and I couldn't finish the rest. And I felt bad, but I was like, I'm feeling sick
I wonder
from
if
it.
that has to do with like an ingredient or something.
Maybe?
Cause it's not. Did it have like a really bad texture or something that you didn't like?
No, it's not like it. I mean, I wasn't the biggest fan of it. Texture. Ugh, excuse
Even
me.
the
Texture wise? Yeah, I mean, it was kind of more fluffy than what I would normally want from bread. But it wasn't like bad. It was kind of sweet. But
maybe you just don't like any sweetness in bread, which is funny considering I think all bread typically has some form of sugar in it.
well,
Like even like your basic ass white bread has sugar in it.
yeah.
But anyways, so this cheesecake, essentially, I am making it this upcoming week. Because technically speaking, back when it was revered at last Thanksgiving, I had made a promise that I was going to make it this upcoming Thanksgiving too. And then everything changed when the Fire Nation attacked, but I still was like, I'm keeping my fucking promise.
Yeah.
But this time, I was like, cool, clearly I don't have anyone normal to give this to. So, and because Sarah wouldn't eat it anyways because it's pumpkin, which means it has cinnamon. So she wouldn't like it anyways. I was like, okay, well, we're not just gonna have a whole ass cheesecake in our house. So I'm hoping, I still need to confirm with Faye and Mermaid of if I am coming over this Saturday, of which I need to be sent an address to actually arrive at. But I'm at least bringing like half of the damn cheesecake to them, if that's a thing. And then Yoshi's friend, the one with the surprise baby attack that you had in your apartment, I'm making sure that she gets at least like a fourth or something for her and her husband. And then I'll have probably like a slice or two. Well, probably if I have a fourth, that can at least do like 4 medium-ish slices. So I would have one, my dad could have one, my mom would not care, you would not care. Maybe Yoshi would have one, that kind of stuff. But most of it's being given away because I'm like, please take it. But I'm at least making it because people said that it was good. And so I know one thing that I specifically want to bake that's bread related because apparently we got on this topic. Have you ever heard of milk bread?
I think so, yeah.
It's supposed to be like this really, really fluffy bread that obviously uses milk, but it's supposed to be like really fluffy. And I've seen there have been people that have made like 2 separate batches in a way where it's like a normal and then like a chocolate one, and then they've like put them in together but like in a checkerboard pattern, and I thought that always looked cute, and I've always wanted to try making that because it sounds delicious. You probably wouldn't like it though because I'm pretty sure it has a sweetness to it. Then again, I don't know, what is your bread tolerance limit? Because you're supposed to be someone that loves bread.
I do love bread, but I like more of a savory bread.
See, I like a good sweet.
I mean, maybe if I'm expecting sweet, it's better, but a lot of the time, I will just, if I eat bread and I'm like, I'm not expecting sweet, then it's kind of like, ugh.
A surprise? What, Mikey? What are you talking about? But yeah, and so I know one thing that I did miss at least for sure this Thanksgiving, food-wise, because we're only talking about that specifically.
That's like, I mean, there's an elephant in the room regarding what I'm missing.
Is that I wanted pumpkin pie. Like, I made pumpkin bread, and that was good. But I wanted pumpkin pie. I do always remember that one time that I swear Grammy messed up the pumpkin pie recipe, not on purpose. Like, as in, she specifically typically a pumpkin pie recipe will call for like sweetened condensed milk because it automatically is like sweet and stuff, so you don't really need to add too much sugar or anything. And I'm pretty sure she added in evaporated milk, so the pumpkin pie basically wasn't sweet.
Well,
I remember tasting, thinking, it might have been a pumpkin pie you would have liked. It wasn't sweet at all.
well,
But it still would have cinnamon flavor. So imagine something not sweet with cinnamon, and how that would taste. But no, Mikey, the surprise baby attack thing is literally this past week.
I was woken up by the sound of baby babbles
in an apartment
in my
where
living
there's not
living room.
typically babies.
I was like, what
Babes.
the fuck? What's happening? Why?
Being so
it was.
American.
It was not. It was not just the baby babbles, but it was also a strange woman's voice that I didn't know
Woman. Wow.
before. So to me, it was
her?
strange. Yeah.
Okay, I was about to say, did you just say your room because you were like, what the fuck is happening?
No, I did. I did walk out in my half asleep state and was like, "Oh, there's a
You're like,
person and a
"What the fuck,
baby."
baby?" Listen, Mikey, pumpkin bread is a staple, for me at least. I always make it every year during fall time because I always like it. And Sarah could not care less about pumpkin bread because it has cinnamon in it.
Yeah.
She has very specific dietary, not needs, not really restrictions either. They're more just preferences, I guess. She hates the spice.
I
Did you
am very
ever
white.
try springly cookies?
Considering I don't know what those are, I'm gonna say no.
I could have sworn at one point you probably did try them, but you probably blocked it out of your memory.
Springly?
They're
Cookies?
German cookies with star anise in them.
Oh, yeah, I don't like those.
That's what I'm saying.
The texture is bad.
It depends on the texture. Because there's two ways to make them. One's technically the right way, and one's the way that we typically make them. Because, like, the right
The wrong way? Or...
The right way is you let the dough, like, after you've cut it to make those designs and everything, you let it dry out for, like, a whole ass day. Because what's supposed to happen is, like, a proper springly cookie is it'll be dried out, except on the bottom there'll be like a moist spot where all of the moisture has gone into, and when you bake them they rise up on that moist spot and it creates kind of like a risen foot on the cookie, and they're technically supposed to be like kind of really crunchy, not crunchy but like more hard on the outside. But the way that we make them is we don't leave them out, we just put them in after we make the designs, and so they don't hold the designs as well, but they have more of like a soft chewy texture to them.
I don't know. Then I don't know
if you like the flavor though.
Yeah.
Because of the anise. But regardless, anyways,
I'm not a big fan of anise.
to be fair, I don't like it in a lot of I don't like licorice, but I like these cookies because they remind me of Christmas. Same with like Lebkuchen, which I don't know if you've had that either.
I don't think so.
There's a lot of Christmas cookies. Listen,
I will say when I was driving, I don't know if I mentioned this when I was talking about the Georgia trip, but I'm driving back from Georgia and I stop at Buc-ee's to get some taffy, and there's no flavors, there's no list of flavors on the taffy, so I'm kind of in the hands of God when it comes to this, and I am looking up specifically. I'm like, okay, maybe I can find the manufacturer or like a list somewhere that someone's made, because I don't know if this red one is is cinnamon or if it's cherry.
ever since that one incident, you've been scarred.
I have. And so I find what looks like to be the manufacturer, and so and it's saying it's cherry, so I'm like, okay. And so I take a bite, but I'm still cautious, so I take a bite of it, and I'm like, it's not cherry, it's cinnamon. And so I spit it out. I did not spit it out a kid. But there was also another one, which was like white with black stripes, and on the manufacturer, I think that was like It was listed as something, but I can't remember what it was. But it was like licorice or something like that, and I was like, I don't know.
And the licorice taffy flavor.
But I tried it, did not like that either. So
I don't think I've ever had a licorice thing that I've liked. Even the little ones that look like fun neon pinks and yellows and stuff.
I've never had black licorice that I've enjoyed.
Cause it's like springly cookies, but up to way too much, flavor-wise. I don't need that in my life. I think my dad likes black licorice. It seems like an old man candy, you know?
Yeah.
Or just an old person candy.
No,
with,
yeah,
like, the butterscotches and
Grammy likes licorice.
This is what I'm saying.
Okay, you hold your tongue about mint chocolate chip, Heeeey. Mint chocolate chip is a gift from the gods.
I'm not gonna say it's a gift from the gods, but I do like it.
It's great.
Because unlike other people, I can differentiate what toothpaste tastes like versus what it doesn't taste like.
Literally, like when everyone said it tastes like, I'm like, what the fuck does your toothpaste taste like?
Also, why are you eating the toothpaste?
There is a bad version of mint chocolate chip, however. I will say that. I've had some mint chocolate chips that are like, this ain't good. This is not the right.
Bad?
I'm trying to figure out a way to describe it.
The thing that I've always thought is like the mint flavor has to very specifically just be normal mint. Like it can get away with peppermint because that's in my mind typically like a sweeter version of normal mint. But if it's like a spearmint, then that automatically makes it turn into medicinal.
That's what I'm talking about. Spearmint is bad. Fuck spearmint.
Although
I do like peppermint.
Tic Tacs. For some reason, those be good. Don't ask me why.
I have not had one in years, so I don't know. I do love a good peppermint though. Like Chick-fil-A has their peppermint chip milkshake. Obsessed. I fucking love that thing. It's
For some reason, talking about spearmint Tic Tacs unlocked a core memory of me when I went to that movie making camp back in like 6th grade. Of like the high schooler / college student that was chaperoning us, she had spearmint Tic Tacs and she would always give us them. And I think that's the only reason why I know that they tasted good, because I had them from her. Huh. I don't remember what her name was.
I know sometimes when we would be getting groceries or something, and Mom would get some Tic Tacs for herself, and she's like, you want some Tic Tacs? You can get a small pack of Tic Tacs. And I would always get the orange ones until later on.
I hate the orange ones.
I really liked the orange ones. And then I think I grew out of them, kind of. And I started getting like the tropical punch flavors, or the ones that are like the red, green, orange ones.
But the mint ones are where it's at, though.
But I couldn't for some reason I couldn't handle that much mint in one setting.
I mean, you are also the same girl that ate a garlic knot and said too spicy.
That is true.
So,
and also that little spicy.
Oh my gosh! Chicken. Not that popcorn chicken that made you die. Oh god. Anyways, okay, that's been the pod. We've been talking about random food at this point. I should be streaming this upcoming Wednesday, and then this upcoming Sunday, Sarah won't be here. Everybody rejoice. She won't be here. She'll be sinking in an ocean somewhere.
No, don't say that yet.
You never know.
Did you see that? Did you see that recent story of like how some people got injured because a wave hit the side of a cruise ship and like it went halfway underwater for a while before it popped back up?
The wave or the people?
No, the ship itself. Like, went halfway underwater. No, God, I hope not.
I see.
That's like always my fear about it.
Keep going on the cruises.
Because I know realistically the chances of it happening are low. It's like a plane crash.
I feel like there's more chances for a plane crash actually, but that's just other things. Anyways, we're gonna go now. So thank y'all for coming. If you want any stories to be expanded upon, write them down, put a pin in it, and bring them up next time. They can't involve Sarah. No. Listen. No. You pin that for 2 weeks from now. And Sarah could explain that if she remembers. Anyways, Thank y'all for watching. Talk to y'all later. Bye.
Bye.